Hi my friend. The momentum of energy has been building, in both our individual lives and in the collective. The winds of change are blowing through every area of our lives. Have you been feeling it? This great shift is becoming more apparent than ever, and it's stirring up a great deal of energy in our mental, physical, and emotional bodies. If you've been feeling more anxious, scattered, or emotionally charged than usual, know that all of that is part of the current wave of energy that's moving us in brand new directions. Some of these directions may come as a complete surprise, and some may have been years in the making. Either way, we are in a cycle of great change that will completely shift the landscape of our current reality. If you are finding your body's joints or muscles feeling stiffer or tighter than usual, know that this is just feedback, letting you know that there's room to be more flexible, open, and fluid, especially in your thoughts and beliefs. Dancing or yoga will greatly help to move any stagnant energies in your body or mind, creating balance. As we move through the next chapter of our journey, we are being asked to create a more balanced existence. As we enter into a more balanced existence, we will notice that we no longer need to take extreme measures in order to evolve and grow on our journey. We will be able to align with a gentler, more relaxed approach to living our lives. Creating inner balance can sometimes seem like a foreign concept to the mind. The reason being, that humans have amassed within themselves thousands of years of narrow mental conditions acquired from cultural traditions, social structures, and belief systems. These mental conditions affect both the conscious and subconscious mind. Many tend to keep us in a state of inner imbalance, which we have come to accept as normal. We may not even be aware that these conditions are simply a learned behavior. For example, since the beginning of our experience on this planet, we humans have collectively internalized beliefs rooted in the idea that in order for us to expand, grow, evolve, and experience our desires, our life must be challenging and hard. This belief is actually a coping mechanism the mind uses to remain rooted in patterns of survival, which it uses to protect itself. The belief that we have to struggle or work hard for what we want has also served as a kind of initiation for the mind, helping it feel more accomplished and satisfied after overcoming outer obstacles. But these beliefs have nothing to do with who we truly are. They are just energetic patterns the mind has identified with for eons, so it could learn lessons, grow, and evolve. We can be grateful to our ancestors, and all aspects of ourselves from the past and present, for choosing to believe that things had to be limited or hard in order for us to grow and learn from them. Because all of that brought us to where we are now, to a much more enlightened awareness about ourselves, others, and the world around us. The energetic baton can now be passed from our unconscious self to our awakened self. We can now begin to see that moving through life and its challenges can be easy, joyful, and even fun. As we move into higher states of consciousness, our spirit gives us the opportunity to let go of the need to believe life has to be hard in order for us to grow. From there, we can begin to achieve a balanced state of being. Are you ready to move in this direction? If so, just affirm to yourself and out loud to the universe, I am ready to expand and evolve with ease, grace, and joy. And so it is. Passing the baton. Right now, there is a significant shift occurring, a kind of passing of the baton. Personally and collectively, we are being called to shift out of operating from the ego, and into operating from the heart. The ego has a purpose, and that purpose is simply to observe and fully experience third, fourth, and fifth dimensional reality. While we were living in the third dimension, the ego forgot that it was the observer. The ego decided to identify with survival patterns, which kept it constantly in self-protection mode. But now, we have a much higher road available to us. Who would you be if you no longer operated from self-protection mode? Can you imagine how freeing it would be to live our lives completely open? Loving and trusting that our spirit is keeping us safe, 24/7? Well, this is exactly what is happening. The ego is realizing that it can no longer survive in the old destructive patterns of control, domination, and fear that it identified with and found comfort in for so long. It's important to note that we learn great lessons from these old patterns. But we no longer need to keep recreating them to receive more lessons on that level. We are now ready to move on. During this time, As the baton is being passed from our fear and ego-based third-dimensional self to our awakened self, things appear to be super chaotic. This is because the collective ego is having to graduate from a state of ongoing resistance to a state of openness and compassion. This shift can feel unsettling for the ego, because it's a creature of habit. But when the ego realizes how much it will gain and experience by letting go of the need to identify with control, fear, and separation, it will instantly shift into a more conscious and open state of being. The completion of old agreements. It's time to release the belief that we are just small earth beings, and to remember fully that we are vast, powerful universal beings. Over the next several months, we'll notice that choosing to play small will begin to feel impossible. This is our spirit saying to us, I can no longer be confined by the belief that you and I are anything less than holy, powerful, and the universe itself in physical form. Prior to entering the third-dimensional experience, many of us signed up to help usher in the great shift that began decades ago. Through this energy agreement, many of us took on specific obligations to ensure that the great shift would come to fruition. We knew that these agreements were not for the faint of heart. Yet out of love for Earth and her people, we volunteered to take them on, knowing we could handle them. And we've done exactly that. Now we have reached the expiration date on these agreements. They are becoming null and void in this new consciousness we have manifested. We now have true freedom, the freedom to choose everything that aligns us with our deepest and most authentic joy. Difficult conditions and limitations are no longer necessary. If you're someone who has felt that there was some type of resistant force at work in your life, even though you were diligently doing your inner spiritual and reconnective work, you now know why. It was never personal. It was simply an old agreement that needed to run its full course before it could end. A powerful solar eclipse. On Thursday, September 1st, we moved through a very powerful annular solar eclipse. An annular solar eclipse occurs when the moon covers the sun's center, leaving the sun's visible outer edges to form a ring of fire around the moon. Meditating during a solar eclipse, with the intention of connecting to the sun, strengthens our own internal sun, also known as our power center. This area is located in our solar plexus, located just above the belly. During the solar eclipse, all insecurities we have been holding on to, all the false stories keeping us in victim consciousness, can instantly dissolve, simply by our holding the clear intent to dissolve them. Do the following process in the weeks following the eclipse, to help you activate your inner sun. Close your eyes. Take several deep breaths, and allow yourself to sink into whatever surface you are sitting or lying on. Visualize a miniature sun a few inches or centimeters in front of your solar plexus higher stomach area. Watch the sun pour its golden rays of sacred sun energy into your solar plexus higher stomach area. Feel into the warmth of this sun energy, and notice how it dissolves all tightness in the stomach area. After about 1 to 2 minutes of observing this activation, express gratitude to the sun for giving you this beautiful moment of oneness with it. Bring your awareness back to your 5 senses, and gently open your eyes. Drink a glass of water. Doing this simple process results in a healthy, newfound self-confidence. It can encourage us to take inspired action towards our highest vision for our life, with greater ease. It will also help us stay in our power, no matter what is happening around us. This is especially important for empaths and sensitives right now. As always, take good care, my friend. And always remember that we are all in this together. Till next time. Miraculously yours, Emmanuel.